because my agenda today. I probably am not going to come back with tarot for like quite a while because I don't like to do tarot before dark and it's early as fuck right now. But I need to get my makeup done and it's a quiet day. So I came on. Good evening, everyone. An actual evening, right? Golly, afternoon, morning, all times of day over here. Um, I, I, I thought this look kind of reminded me of like the I Dream of Genie '60s era. Um, but I'm a bitch, so I didn't want to just take the whole look. I went with Meanie instead. I also think I styled this shirt in a way that makes me look more like a hippie than a cult leader. What do you think? You know what I'm saying? I did okay? I don't know. Either way, I'm just here to do my makeup. And then I might come back and stream some art because those cardboard boys are fun to knock out in one go. And it's the 13th, so I'm probably going to choose the number 13. And then later tonight, William Shakespeare and Kurt Cobain. And we're going to write a sonnet, which is actually super easy. I had to look up what a sonnet was. My once a day sneezing. Anyway, I was getting sonnets confused with epics. Either way, I took a Shakespeare class and a creative writing class in high school, so I know I've written one, but I did have to look up what it is, and it looks incredibly easy, so we might just be writing sonnets all night. In that, I did look up a few things, or I want to look up things. I don't know, it's like a toss-up. Sometimes it's fun to know absolutely nothing about what I'm talking, like who I'm talking to, know nothing about who I'm talking to. Sometimes it's kind of cool to have some stuff established already, you know. Either way, you just heard me. My daily sneezes. Maybe it's this chair, but even when I was not streaming, it was same time during the night. It was bizarre, but this is early, obviously, so maybe there's something to do with spiritual messages. It doesn't matter. I'm not gonna read into it. I'm gonna go blow my nose. Thanks. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Like I said, just doing my makeup, and then maybe switch into art, because it sounds like it would soothe my soul. And then tonight we're gonna write spooky sonnets with dead people. I think that sounds like a good day. Honestly, it is a good day. Like, it is a good day. I love what I do. I can't lie. It's very cool to be a necromancer. Though I wouldn't say that I necessarily recommend it because one, you creep everyone out no matter what. Perpetually. That's it. You've creeped everyone out just by existing. And two, it can be draining, tiring, generally exhausting. Emphasis though with the creeping people out, I feel like it can be very lonely to associate more maybe with dead people than live people. But I love what I do. I love what I do. I actually know a lot of people who can talk to the dead and refuse to do what I do. So I think that actually helped affirm my path that I'm on last year, my White Witch, Coven Mother, kind of like taught me that, or showed me that, really, more than taught me. So, so weird. I was not doing all this huffing and puffing, so I came on here. What is that about? I don't know. It was irritating me that my bangs weren't even, like, right before I started the stream, but now I kind of like that I've got two different personalities going on. You know? I think it's most accurate that way. Anyways, so William Shakespeare technically does not have a birthday, but he has a death date, and his birthday is April, sometime in April of a year, and then, like, his death date is April Taurus season. So I just say he's a Taurus because I feel like when you invent drag and, create, like, new words in the English language and become one of the most notorious playwrights whose work is not only, like, reproduced but re-inspired hundreds of years later, I think you completed your life cycle. So I think it's safe to say that if he died in Taurus season, he was a Taurus. Can we agree on that? Like, I made it up. I don't know William Shakespeare's birthday. It's not on Google. But like I said, if his birthday is in April and he died during Taurus season in April, that's a completed life cycle. So, funny enough, Anne Hathaway, his wife, also does not have a birth date, no month either. But but her death date is August 6th, and I'm like, oh, I wonder maybe she's a Leo, fixed couple, right? But in this hunt is when I realized, kind of Anne Hathaway, she was 26 when she married 18-year-old William Shakespeare. Now, I get it was different times, but I find the men just as deplorable of that time, and I cannot make this woman an exception. The fuck? Ugh, he was like a boy, and she was like almost 30. No, okay, but really, if you're rounding up, it was over 5. Didn't love to read that. We are so lucky that woman didn't, like, groom him into not being the most amazing playwright of all time, you know what I mean? So maybe she wasn't a Leo, but I thought that was interesting. Didn't know that. And it's so funny. Not so funny, but then it brings up, for me right now, I just thought about William Shakespeare, not William Shakespeare, Edgar Allan Poe, who was literally, like, never accused of pedophilia, but openly married a 13-year-old girl, or 14 or something, when he was in his 20s. But there was this weird thing where he basically wasn't allowed to adopt this girl who, like, either her parents were, like, bad people or she was gonna get married off to someone. It may have been his cousin. He was, like, trying to genuinely help this girl out. And as far as anybody says, like, he did not have sexual relations with his wife, who was a child, but was legitimately trying to protect her and, was like obsessed with whores and stuff. Like, he was just like, yeah, sure. Like, I'm not doing that. I'm gonna go write delusional drunk stories about unavailable women or whatever. And at a time when that shit was acceptable, considering it's still acceptable, considering, I mean, it was like 50 years ago when the likes of David Bowie or Iggy Pop or Jimmy Page were walking the streets with girls of the same age, 13 to 15, openly, publicly. So I feel like it just wouldn't have been a secret if he was with her, So I find that really interesting. And then it's like, I wonder if Anne Hathaway, was she of the deplorable men of the era? Because that's not something you hear about often, is it? Is, older women going for younger men at that time. I could not think of another couple in history that had that age gap with those gender roles. So that was interesting. That was interesting to me to see. So Anne Hathaway is sus. And also 7 years older. Or I mean, yeah, I guess 7 years older, 8 years older, lived 7 years longer. So also he never got to like experience the death of his groomer. So basically, but that's okay. Maybe they were really in love. Seems like they, were together to the end. So gotta say something, right? Yeah, maybe. Who knows? I'm looking forward to the sonnet though. And I've definitely just been in like a total singing mood lately. It's not lately, it's this time every month. I switch. I go from like being completely silent all of the time to like singing constantly in my head out loud all times a day. Headphones, no headphones, originals, my own cover, whatever. Does not matter. I just sometimes love to sing, sometimes fucking hate it. Don't know. And it's sinking in just how truly deep, not my singing voice, but my speaking voice is. I listened to an old clip of my voice, just speaking, the other day. And I remember why I hated my voice all the time. But I feel like I was trying to, maybe not even intentionally, but it seemed I was throwing it being higher pitched. Perhaps because I was, chance trying to attract mates in a sense. But I always found my voice annoying, but I don't anymore. And I saw like a reel of someone talking about how to find your natural pitch, and I was like, oh, I guess I do that, like before I go on stream and stuff. And that's why it's like more recent years, people are like, wow, I love your voice, I can just listen to you talk. Versus like, 5 years ago versus this past 2-3 years, right? Me hating my voice and now me being able to actually listen to the things that I record. Holy shit, that's a big step. Fuck the stage fright. Can you even tolerate yourself? Yes, actually, with faith. These days, I can. I've been out walking. I don't do too much talking these days. These days I seem to think about all the times that I'd forgot to do. I don't know. And all the chance to. Ooh, I look dead. I'll stop my rambling. I don't do too much gambling these days. These days. And if I seem to be afraid to live the life that I have made in song, it's just that I've been losing so long. Ba, 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 ba. Ba, ba. Yeah, I don't know how I listen to that. Like, maybe not every day, but if a day I listen to it, it's probably at least more than once in a day, and it's very, very often. I really love that song. I still really don't know the words. I really don't. I still mess that song up. It's only like 2 minutes. The wealth or bank of knowledge of lyric in my head of songs that I do know every word to, even ones I haven't heard in 20 years, I can just sing the whole thing, like, off rip, off the dome. And yet Nico, I've listened to arguably just as much, if not more, as any of the songs that I know very well by heart. Still don't know it for some reason. And maybe it's because it's not Nico's song. Maybe Nico struggled to remember the words to that song too, because Jackson Browne wrote it when he was like 17, mind you. Pretty incredible stuff. Really love that. Really fucking love that, honestly. I'll stop my scheming. Did I do that one? I don't do too much dreaming these days. I do, though. And count the times a quarter turns to 10. Ba-dum-dum-dum. Please don't confront me with my failure. I had not forgotten them. I almost want to do no glitter, but you can never see the makeup. I don't even think you can really see the glitter on camera. La, da, 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 da. It just immediately goes into heroin. Is that even the track listing on that album? Or it's probably more like my playlist. Just know I really like those two songs. That I had no idea. I wish that. How did that one start? I don't know just where I'm going. I don't know how I really know the words of that one either. God, I've loved these songs since high school. Isn't that funny? I just take to some stuff more than others. And I'm sure if it was on, I could probably do it. But that's funny. Mm-hmm. Yup. Bump, bump. It's funny how, like, just now, my mind went bump, bump, And I thought of sports before thinking of Queen. Forgot to unmute myself. Was I muted the whole time or just since the last ad break? That's so funny. I didn't say anything anyways. I was talking about glitter and where I wanted to put it on my face because I decided to go for a subtly glitter day. I hope my rant about Anne Hathaway was not on mute. Kind of would have been funny if it was. Don't you think? Anyways, hey, just tuning in, finishing up my makeup, and then I'm gonna come back. Who knows when? It could be like immediately, it could be in a little bit. Kind of leaning towards immediately to do some art because I feel like drawing. My angel number cardboard. I have a piece of cardboard. I had it for a couple weeks, I want to say, and I just like couldn't decide what number because it's a small piece. But today's the 13th, and I was like, oh my god, that would be perfect. So we're gonna do that.